give us, your assessment right now as to what the Canadian government is preparing for. What are the top issues that they have on their desks right now, including the Prime Minister's desk, to figure out how to position Canada in the best possible way going through, as Bruce said, this very challenging period of a contested election, albeit let's hope ending in a definitive result, as it most likely will, but against the backdrop of a massive pandemic and against the backdrop of a series of adversaries that Canada shares with the United States, from China to Russia, that are threatening a lot of our basic assumptions about how the world should work and our role in it. So Rona, give us your sense. What is the Canadian government, what's top of mind for them right now?
Sure. Well, first of all, I would say they've been preparing for this for a long time. Whenever there's an election in any country with one of our allies, there's all kinds of very smart people preparing binders for the foreign affairs minister, the finance minister, the prime minister, and all of his staff to look at what they're promising. I mean, what each candidate's promising. I mean, that really gives you an insight into where their government will go. And so they'll have examined the platforms of each candidate. And in as much as those are election campaign promises, they at least give us a sense and a view into an insight into what those candidates might do should they become elected. Now, if you look at Biden's election platform, there's some things in there that would be problematic for the Canadian government. The big focus on Buy American and promising to end exemptions around Buy American is a problem for us because we've fought successfully for many years to get those exemptions from Buy American policy. And so I'm sure the people in the Prime Minister's office are thinking about getting in there as soon as they can with the Biden administration to do exactly that again, to fight for those exemptions, to make sure any progress that we've made we hold, because we should. And on the energy file, Biden's energy policy is actually more progressive than Trudeau's energy policy. So Biden has said he'll rescind the presidential permit for Keystone XL pipeline. Prime Minister Trudeau has said he's all in on Keystone XL pipeline. It's very important for the energy sector, which is 10% of our GDP and our largest export to the United States. Of course, they're our biggest customer when it comes to energy. So making sure that we can actually build and finish an energy infrastructure matters in this country. So we would not like to see that permit pulled again in a political manner like it was under the Obama administration. So we'll have to get in there and make our case, see if there's any way we can negotiate some kind of bargain with the Americans. I would say on cross-border carbon tariffs, there is in Biden's platform a commitment to apply tariffs to a country who's not meeting their obligations on climate change. I'm not sure who's going to be the arbiter of that, but I would say there's a lot of people in the Democratic Party, including Nancy Pelosi, who have said we should have tariffs on Canada because of things like the oil sands. So a lot of that is rhetoric, but we've heard it. So the Prime Minister's office will be looking at all of the things that people that will be very well positioned and very influential in the Democratic government and administration, what they've said publicly, the kinds of things that are in the platform. And then at the end of the day, they also have to take a deep breath, because sometimes these things actually don't happen. And they do have a strong relationship with the Americans. They have a strong relationship actually with the Trump administration. And they've managed to deal with a lot of really tough challenges, including the pandemic and cross-border issues with the Trump administration. So we have a good relationship, always have had with the White House. There will be risks with the Biden administration. There will definitely be more predictability, a better tone at the top, easier to pick up the phone and talk to someone, I think, than with the Trump administration, but there's still risk.